Hello, everyone. I'm Sign1News anchor Vanessa Bajarnik. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment during this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. According to Johns Hopkins University, the average number of new COVID cases remains above 500,000. And 1 in every 6 Americans has tested positive since the pandemic started. The highly contagious Omicron variant is causing less severe disease than previous versions, but hospitals are filling up with mostly unvaccinated patients. And now the CDC is facing criticism for its new 5-day isolation guideline versus the original 10 days. The American Medical Association says the new recommendations on quarantine and isolation are confusing and are risking further spread of the virus. Right now, investigators are working to determine what caused a massive apartment fire in Philadelphia. The fire killed 12 people, including 8 children. Investigators say they are determined to find answers. They have brought in high-tech equipment to scan every room. They will upload that data into a computer, and then they will go back and review every detail to figure out what happened. Fire officials say there were more people than allowed living in the apartment. But they also say it was during the holidays when families gather together. So they will not blame the families for the tragedy. Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael, and William Bryan the 3 men convicted of killing black jogger Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia, were sentenced today. The McMichaels were sentenced to life in prison without parole, and Bryan was sentenced to life with parole. The men will also be tried in separate federal hate crime charges. Jury selection in that case is scheduled to begin next month. All 3 men have pleaded not guilty. Cybersecurity experts say online threats by U.S. extremists is increasing and warns that potential violence could be directed against political and government officials, including members of Congress or the president, and it's not limited to Washington, D.C. Over the last year, threats to lawmakers hit a disturbing high, with the U.S. Capitol Police reporting 9,600 instances. That's about 26 a day. Biden administration officials blame the increased threat on false information and the spread of hate. Sidney Poitier, Hollywood's first black movie star and first black man to win the Best Actor Oscar, died Thursday night at age 94. He won the Oscar in 1963 for the movie Lilies in the Field. Later became a director and star of the hit television show In the Heat of the Night. In 2000, he retired from acting, and in 2009, President Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Early in his acting career, Poitier made a conscious decision to reject roles that were not consistent with his values or reflected badly on black people. And his movies in the 1950s and 60s helped audiences envision black people not just as servants, but as doctors, teachers, and detectives. Funeral services for actress Betty White will not be open to the public. Her agent said she did not want people making a fuss over her, so she arranged for a private ceremony before she died. As we mentioned earlier this week, fans can donate to one of White's favorite organizations, like Guide Dogs for the Blind, the Wildlife Learning Center, or the Los Angeles Zoo. There is a huge billboard in New York's Times Square right now that says, "Date my daughter." It was bought by 61-year-old Beth Davis, who has been diagnosed with breast cancer that has now spread to her bones. Davis said she would love to see her daughter, Molly, find love and get married before she dies. Some daughters would be angry and embarrassed by the billboard, but Molly says she appreciates her mother's mission to find her a good partner. The ladies say they've already received some good responses. The billboard will be up until January 25th. Sign1News will be broadcasting live updates Monday through Friday. Then this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, join us for an intimate one-on-one chat with the creators and stars of El Defo. That's the new animated series streaming on Apple TV Plus about a young girl who loses her hearing but finds her inner superhero while trying to fit in at a mainstream school. We would love to hear your stories and experiences too about growing up as a deaf child in school. So come join the celebration. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. You can also watch on Apple TV Amazon, and Roku. Bye-bye.